Power, baby. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Point Fighter Live. Today, we're going to be talking about an amazing event, the 2026 World Cup Open Martial Arts Championships. It's January 16 and 17 at the Hilton, Washington Dulles Airport. It's going to be a great event. I'm here today with a promoter, the great Chung. Great to have you today. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Alex.
Yeah, man. Awesome, man. It's great. This is the first year that the event's Point Fighter approved. And this is an event that I've seen you hold for so long. Like from, it's been I guess what, since how many years now?
2000.
Yeah, wow. And that's when I was like really prime competing in NASCAR. So like I remember the flyers and your team and everything, and just you were, and it's great to see that the event is still going strong. It's bigger than ever, and it's Point Fighter proof. And I'm actually planning on going and competing in the breaking part of it. So I'm
Woohoo!
looking forward to the
Sure.
event.
Love to be have you there.
Yes,
Fun event.
yes. Yeah, it's a fun event, man. It's a great event, and it's one of these events that you know, to me, it's one of these events that it's so prestigious that, and it's basically and it's independent, pretty much, right? It's an independent event, but
That's
it's so prestigious, and it brings in like a lot of great competitors, NASCAR, from all circuits, and it's always been that way, right?
yes. I mean, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is one, we don't have a seated competitor. We don't have point system. So when they come, it's just for joy of competing and learning experience. It's almost like a family reunion of martial artists. And you will see a lot of these old timers come and they reunite. And again, it's been going on for over 25 years. So
Yeah,
when they come, it's like I said, it's like a family reunion. It's always given at the Martin Luther King weekend, January. So you also have a holiday weekend. So it's easy time to travel. But when they come, you compete pure for the joy of competition. Yes, we have divisions all bracketed out, but at the day of the event, we try to bring everybody together and we make it fair as possible. You don't want to be the only one in your division and get first place and you feel like, oh, I didn't have any competition. Even you have one, you see a next division, somebody's there, they'll say, "Oh, I'll compete with the younger guys. Or I'll compete with the older guys." So I had even like the 60-year-olds compete with the 40-year-olds, and they actually do better. So some of the 40-year-olds will say, "Oh no, I don't want him in my division," but we compete. They see each other, and they compete, and we all do the old system of grand champion, which means that we have one grand champion for form, which is men and women combined together,
wow.
one grand champion for weapons, again, men and women combined together. And yes, we have a fighting separately for men and
Yeah,
women. But when it
yeah,
comes to, we don't have, I don't know how many grand champions they are, but t- over teens or even like 20, 30, 40, we just have one grand champion. So when you win a grand champion, it's like the old days. When I used to compete, it was myself who won usually I would win like the traditional division and musical division. George Chung would win like a Chinese division, or sometimes Peter Morales or Anthony Chan. Cynthia Rothrock would dominate the women's division.
mhm,
So, and then Dale Kirby, or they may be other weapons competitors. So in the finals, there's only five of us,
yeah.
six of us
That's it.
maybe, competing for the grand championship. That was it. Like when I competed, they only gave out two diamond rings, one for the form, one for the fighting. That was
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay, it wasn't like I don't know how many diamond. Larry Carnahan and John Worley and
yeah,
Duncan Reed,
man.
those guys, they do a great job at Diamond Nationals. But I know they're giving out tons of diamond rings.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, but
yeah.
like I said, when I competed, you won a diamond ring. You were a grand champion.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
It makes it even more prestigious like
right.
that. And
And
yeah,
that's what we do
exactly.
at my tournament. Now, yes, some people don't like it because they want to win the grand champion, all of that. But at the World Cup, if you win a grand champion, you're a grand champion. There's nobody else the grand champion. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? That reminds me of when I would compete when I was a kid. I was like, it was like seven and under. all ranks, like that's it, boys and girls, and
Right.
like, and it was like 40 or 50 kids there,
There
and
you
like,
go.
man, and to win that was so hard, and
Right.
like, but if you won that, that was, it made it even more impressive that way.
Right.
Like it's cool. Like that challenge is so awesome. Like I like that format. I like that there's still, I like that there's an option now. Like you made an option where the old school people, there's nothing wrong with the way it is now.
Oh no, I
But
love I
yeah,
love where it is now because because of the fact that sport karate has grown so much.
yeah, yeah,
Just think how
exactly.
many
Yeah,
tournaments there are, right?
true,
Locally,
true.
regionally, nationally. So and it's always just there's just so many people. So to give them that kind of recognition of so-called
Yeah, true.
13 and under, 17 and under, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, to give them the recognition, it is
Yeah,
phenomenal. The fact that
yeah,
we are able to do that,
yeah,
provide that. It's like
yeah,
going to a restaurant.
yeah.
Before it used to be, oh, okay, you got a little Chinese takeout or this and that. Now you have abundance of variety, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Martial
it's
arts
true.
is kind of like I love food, so
It's
I'll
true.
always
No, no, I understood. Me too. I understood exactly what you said when.
right. So when it comes to martial arts, again, it's like there's so many restaurants. Well, there's again over like 200, 250, 300 divisions.
Yeah,
You have to give them these so-called awards because you have to recognize individual.
yeah.
And there's so many kids, young men, adults, even old men like me. Hey, guess how old I am this year?
How old?
6'7".
Six,
I
seven.
had to throw that in there, okay? That's me this year. I turned 67. I'm looking at myself. I go, wow,
Wow.
I've been so blessed.
Yeah, man.
So blessed and so lucky.
Yeah,
But to be able to give these competitors, these athletes, super athletes,
yeah,
this recognition is phenomenal,
yeah,
man.
man. That World Cup. That's a prestigious. I bet you everybody that wins a World Cup at your event keeps it too, right? They
They
have it.
do, and they
Yeah,
still
it's a
talk
good
about the old
collective,
days, like you
prestigious
do.
event.
They talk
Yeah,
about the old days, and in fact, this year somebody mentioned, Mr. Chung, you remember you used to do after tournament dance party. I'm like, oh my gosh, I still remember that. And I don't know if you remember, like when we go to Diamond Nationals, they
yeah,
always say, bring your dancing shoes.
yeah,
Battle
yeah.
of Atlanta. We used
All
to
of them.
always go out to
Yeah,
clubs. There was always after party, and people got together and danced, and we just unwind and actually got to know everybody, hung
it's
out with
true.
everybody, not on the competition floor, but with the music and just reminiscing and just getting to know each other.
That's true, man. That is true. I remember you're taking me back, man. I remember like bluegrass would have, and I think diamonds they would have kid
Yeah,
parties
they
and
have a
adults.
kids party
Yeah,
separate,
yeah,
adult
yeah, yeah.
party. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, that was so fun, man. That's something that needs to get brought back for sure because that that feeling I had it as an adult. I only was going to that when it was kids. That back then, that's when that was the age I was. But the gala that we just went to, the Female Fighters Matter too, kind of gave me just in a fancier way, right? But that
Right,
kind of feeling where we're talking to martial artists, just having a good time, right? Not
right.
just all tournament stuff. You know what I mean? So
So
that's
Maggie
that's good.
Medina, Female Fighters Matter 2
Yes.
Gala was classy, but also it was like an old time
Yeah.
reunion, reminiscing the old times with everybody being there supporting her. That was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I was. And she is a sponsor of the event as well.
Oh
It's a
yeah, I,
sponsor.
I mean I
Yeah.
don't know if you know, but Maggie and I go back long, long ways. Back when she used to compete, I used to support her, help her, and her not just her but her team. She's from a T Kang Taekwondo school out of Brooklyn, and
Yeah.
I support them. Not just her, but there were other her classmates from that group that would come because again I was a Korean stylist who did well. They would come show their respect and I would give them tips and stuff like that in competition. So we had a good rapport, and she
Yeah.
respected that. Even though we're from so-called, if you want to call it a competition school, because I was in Long Island with my brother. He still has a school there in Long Island in New Hyde Park, and she trained with T Kang in Grandmaster T Kang in Brooklyn. But
Um,
we still supported each other as a competitor, and I still gave them support as athletes So she respected that. So she and I go back long ways, and she's been sponsor and supportive of the World Cup for many, many, many years.
Wow.
It's just that
Wow.
people are just starting to get recognized and this and
Yeah.
that. But she's always been supportive. And again, not just her, but many other sponsors who's always been there. Asian
Yeah.
World of Martial Arts, Century, they've all been supportive of World Cup as well as the Sidekick international tournaments from the past. So I'm very
So,
thankful, again, grateful, very blessed to continue to this in the field of martial arts.
yes, sir. And she's actually, you guys, you got seminars, and she's one of the ones doing the
Yes,
seminar as well, right? So let's go over those seminars
yeah,
on the that's on the 16th,
yes.
and I
So
think there's three
Friday,
of them, right?
yeah, so Friday, instead of having a competition, I wanted to give back a little bit, and then Maggie wanted to do that too. So I've invited the three female competitors, masters, world champion. Allie Hayes, she's from Colorado, Lucky Foot martial arts. Her and her husband Cole had opened up a school there in Loveland, Colorado, which is about an hour north of Denver. I did a black belt test and seminar there. She's coming out. She does a phenomenal double nunchuck routine. So I asked her to be part of it. So that's going to be starting at 5 o'clock Friday. I know some people have a hard time getting there early, but she's going to come early and she's going to do that. At 6 o'clock, we're going to have Maggie Messina. She is a master. I don't know if she's a grandmaster, but she's up there. She's been, again, around for a long time. She's going to do a self defense, which is more like an application, as
Yeah.
well as kind of like almost like a fighting choreography type of a self defense skit. So it's going to
Awesome.
be like a two different segments. And then,
Awesome.
of course, the world famous Vizio, the clan Vizio. I don't know if you know Paul Vizio, the world champion.
Yes.
Well, his
Yes.
number
Yes.
one daughter, Peaches, she's going to be doing, and
Yes.
she's also,
Wow.
she competed at the World Cup. She's going to be doing the forms seminar. If you ever seen her compete or her
Wow.
students
Peaches. Wow.
compete,
That's legendary. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
She's legendary. Yeah. Yeah.
it is just kung fu at the best. You know, you're talking about the sharpness, and you watch them, you're like, wow, that's how you don't say it's kung fu. You say, wow, that's a good form. Wow, that's a good, technique. So it doesn't matter. Just like when I was competing, I was a taekwondo stylist, but I was appreciated by karate, Japanese system, kung fu. Like I don't know if you know Malia Dacascos from
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When I was out in West Coast competed, she came up to me, and this was like such a greatest compliment. She goes, "You are the best taekwondo stylist I've ever encountered." And I was like, wow, and this is
Wow.
ages
Amazing.
ago. So things like that, as a competitor, as an athlete, when somebody comes to you say something like that, it's very
Yeah.
touching. And
Yeah.
I
It
would
is.
have to say, Peaches Vizio,
It's
she will knock
amazing.
your socks off, boy. She's
No, those are
awesome. I mean,
three awesome
so I have
seminars
three
right
great
there.
seminars lined
Yeah.
up Friday, Saturday, and Friday, starting at 5, 6, 7. And then, hey, I did the 6, 7 again. And
Six,
then,
seven. I know it's everywhere.
okay,
Now I'm
this is
seeing
a
it everywhere right
surprise. This is
now.
a surprise for people um, that are watching the podcast at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, when all the seminars tie down, I'm and I'm planning this. I'm going to set up the tournament. I'll have everything set up. My goal is to set up everything by 8 o'clock Friday night, so we'll be ready to go Saturday morning. And 8 o'clock, I am going to have a like a town hall type of, how do you, if you want to call it a meeting or just sit down, get together,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna talk about old days. Okay,
Ooh, that
Q&A.
sounds
We're just
good.
gonna talk about the times how I competed back in Battle of Atlanta. My first Battle of Atlanta was 1978. One black belt division, we had over 100 competitors.
Yeah. Wow.
One
Yeah. You
black
see,
belt division, over 100 competitors. Think about that.
that's like a grand championship just with 100
Yeah,
people, right?
that's
That's it.
it right there. Okay.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. No, that's gonna be great to hear. To That's an awesome, cool thing too. Like just go and just sit down, talk,
Yeah,
and about old stuff like that, and stories like that. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna
yeah.
be really good.
So that'll be
And
a surprise for all those who listen to this podcast, watching this podcast. It'll be 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Okay, kind of like a town hall chat with John Chung.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be awesome. So everything is at the same venue, right? The
Yeah,
Hilton Washington Dulles
it's at the
Airport.
Washington
Yeah,
Dulles, okay, Hilton
yeah,
Hotel at the Dulles Airport. There's a
Dulles.
lot of Hilton, but it's right there. Hotel, the venue, the ballroom, everything is right there at the hotel, so you don't have to go anywhere. Everything is right there. I try to run a tight ship, so it's a big enough ballroom, but not never big enough, right, for martial arts tournament.
Yeah.
But it's just big enough, and we get people in there. We run the ring. Judges come, and again, I still do the old school. Actually, I went a little bit lighter, but old school. I used to have everybody wear suit and tie, so that way judges do not look like a competitor.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the
That's
old
good.
days, they're properly dressed with the giving everybody respect. But now I kind of relaxed a little bit. I go to the business attire. So judges, if they don't want to wear a jacket, they have to wear a tie. Okay, but they don't have to wear a
Okay.
jacket. So judges
That's
are
very
formally,
professional. Yeah.
professional. So that way you can tell who's competing and who's not competing, right? Kind of thing.
Yes. Oh, I
I
like
still
that.
go.
I like the way that looks too. That's gonna look great
Yes,
on
yes,
camera when I stream.
yes.
Point Fighter Live's gonna be there streaming, taking pictures, videos as well. So that's gonna.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to show that to
You'll
everybody.
enjoy it. And I
Yeah.
start the event with a team event at 9 o'clock, and then I go into like a self defense, handicapable, and then at 10 o'clock we start the official competition with the weapons, and then we're going to forms, and then we're going to sparring with juniors first, and then we do the adults a little bit later in the afternoon because we do have a lot of families that come, so parents are able to take care of their kids, so we don't have the adults and kids and adults running at the same time. We have
Yeah.
kids first, and then adults in the late afternoon, and then we'll have the banquet. Okay, awards banquet is just to acknowledge some of the unsung heroes. People that's been around for a long time, or some of the competitors that's been competing for 4, 5, even 6 years, but they're not black belts yet, and they don't quite get the recognition that they should. You know, why wait till black belt to give somebody a recognition award? If you
Yeah.
have somebody outstanding at your school who's underbelt, recognize them, give them extra pat on the back, and that's what this World Cup award is. Okay, we call it the Hall of Honors. We've called it differently, and of course, if you want to name who's who in the past 10 years got this recognition. If I put the list of it, it'll be like, whoa, it's like a
Wow.
martial arts encyclopedia. These guys, they've been there and it's been wonderful. Um, 2 years ago, I invited my good old competitor. They called it East West competition, but he's like George Chung, my younger brother. When we came up together, we basically lit up the competition world, and people still talk about it to these days.
Yeah.
But
They do.
he came, we honored him. He's now the president, owner, editor in chief, if you want to call it, of the Black Belt magazine.
Wow. Look at that. I didn't
George
know
Chung.
that.
So
Wow. I didn't know that.
and
That's awesome.
we invited tons, we inducted tons of people into that Hall of Honors, Hall of Fame. So we're going to do it again this year. It'll be fun. It's always small. It's never huge and big. Everything we do is nice and quaint, kind of like a family style, if you want to call it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be
That's awesome.
nice. It'll be great for you. And then we'll have the finals in the evening. And finals is not like the old fashioned or new. We just have grand championship. So I have all the kids, all the adults in the finals. And underbelt finals, underbelt finals, usually I have about 30 kids doing the forms. But they all
That's
come.
good.
I,
Yeah.
I
That's
want to
good.
include everybody. We
Yeah.
don't do the runoffs, just everybody. You've won first place. You want to be in the finals? Come. And we let them compete. And that's what the finals is.
Yeah, there's four underbelt titles, right? And there's
Yes.
10 black belt titles and 16 titles that
Yes.
you have in the
Yes.
finale. And that's going to be at 8 p.m.
Uh huh.
Following the banquet. Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. That's good. Hey, and you also have breaking as well. So,
Yes.
how does that work? Because I know that you run things just briefly. I know that you run things a little different, just so I can like start preparing in my head
All
how it's
right.
gonna go. Yeah.
So usually in the regular breaking, it's the boards only.
Mhm.
So they can't break like they could break concrete. I'm sorry, they could break concrete, but it's we have an extreme braking for that. Okay,
Okay.
so regular braking, usually people come up and they'll have a routine. Like my students, I
Right.
give them a routine, like 2 or 3 hand techniques, and then they come over here and do a 2 or 3 kicking techniques.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like almost like a doing a form
Yeah, it's
with
like
the
doing a form.
braking. So like one of the example, like the basic ones, I'll have my students do a palm heel to the left, and then elbow to the back, and then hammer fist to the front. So they'll go pow,
Like a
pow,
three
pow,
directional. Yeah.
and then they pause, set, and they'll go to their side and do a, let's say, side kick, axe kick, and a jump front kick, or they'll do a side kick, axe kick, and they'll turn around and face the other way, run and do a jump front kick or a jump side kick,
I
or
like that.
sometimes they line up like a tornado kick, and a spin kick, so they can do an aerial technique, but it's
Right.
more of a set pattern and it's a routine. Now,
Okay, I got you.
this is
Huh.
how we judge. Number one is the attempt of the breaks. So you could have the high difficulty, but if you miss, right there you always right the way you drop in your placement.
Yeah.
So smartest thing, as we call it, if everybody drops their weapon in the weapons division, last person can just go hiya and then not drop the weapon,
Yeah.
those kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like same thing in breaking, if everybody misses, last person can come up and literally just break one board. Toe. That's a
And that's
hundred
it.
percent success. Therefore, that
Win.
person will win. It's kind of like that. So
I
number
like that.
one,
Yeah.
number of attempt, and then goes into degree of difficulty. Okay, what kind of techniques did you do,
Yeah.
as well as how many boards did you break,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how many techniques did you do. So that comes into a play. But number of attempt comes in first, and then degree of difficulty comes into second.
Awesome.
Then
Okay, so it's a creative. So basically, it's like a creative division where you could do your own routine, right? Basically,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, and then and okay, so that's one, and then
And
the
then, of
extreme.
course, extreme breaking.
Okay.
You have more time. The gentleman who always wins the division is Freddie Cantrell out of Tennessee. I don't know if you remember him from
Yeah.
the old days back in the NBL. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
always I was always impressed with his breaking. He's a very gentle, kind guy. So he doesn't have lots of like a showmanship. He just gets up there. He does his
He
breaks.
takes. Yeah.
Okay,
You
he does
know.
his breaks. He breaks coconuts. He does a spree break on the water. He breaks
Oh yeah.
glass, um, concrete, cement. I always say he's like building like a little village, and he's gonna tear it down. You know?
Well, I'm gonna be there breaking with them those coconuts and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. And I actually was. It's crazy you brought him up because I talked to Larry Fields a lot. He's
Oh
a good
yeah.
man, and he was an NBL too. And he mentions him. He's talked to him about him a lot, that how good he was, and
Oh,
it
okay.
is.
So you remember
I
Freddie
didn't know that
Cantrell?
he still comes every year out there and stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't know that, but he's not young either. As I say, I am 6'7". He's don't tell everybody. Well, everybody will know. He's 68.
Oh,
And
okay.
for him to be doing this at 68, that is
Yeah,
amazing.
it is. It is.
I
It's
thought he
super.
was much younger than I, but no, he's older than me. I'm going to have to call him Big Brother. But man, for him to be doing that, that is amazing.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a great experience for me personally. Meeting him, it's breaking with him,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's for me. That's awesome. That's gonna be cool. So, man, that's awesome. There's so the website johnchung.com.
Yes, when you go into
Can you,
johnjones.com, I
mhm.
say I don't like to hide anything. Everything's out there. You click on 2026 World Cup Open Martial Arts Championship. The flyers are there. But also, just for um, the special for this podcast, Mr. Alex, is that my pre registration ended last Saturday, December 6th. But those of you who are listening, watching this podcast, I'm going to give you extension until this Saturday to give you the pre registration discount. So don't forget to mention it. Don't just write it, because then I'll call or email you back and say, hey, we're not accepting this discount. Mention the podcast so you make sure you get the discount. Oh, and don't forget to reserve your room at the hotel, because it's been
Yes.
selling out. It already sold out twice. So I had to
Wow.
call them and then like add more rooms. so you get
Wow.
the discounted rate at the Hilton Hotel. So please do that. Okay.
Okay. And they could go straight into the website and do all that, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay. And so you guys got to reserve your hotel soon. Like you said, 2 room blocks already gone, and it's as it gets closer, there may not be any rooms. And as we get
Right.
closer, so
And
act
if you're
now.
and if you're flying in, free shuttle. It's like five
Yeah.
minutes from the Washington Dulles International Airport. So
Yeah.
it's like 5 minutes from the airport. So it's very convenient to get in and out of the hotel.
Yeah. You fly in, you're right there. Bam. You don't have to Uber. You got a free shuttle,
Yes,
and
sir.
then and also, you know what I love about hotel events that are right by the hotel by the airports, going back home, because going but when you go back home, that's probably like the travel back, that's the part I hate the most. So it's good that when it's close, because you can sleep a little bit more, especially Saturday night if you want to go out and have a little fun. It's always good to have the airport right there, right? And it gives you more time,
Yeah.
so I like that. Yeah.
But also, because we're in such a hub, Washington D.C., and Monday, like I said, is a Martin Luther King holiday
Yeah,
weekend.
that's right.
So many of them come and they do the sightseeing at the Washington. There's also a the Air and Space Museum, Udvar, right like 5-10 minutes from the hotel. So you don't have to go all the way down to D.C. Smithsonian to do the Air and Space Museum. There's a Udvar Air and Space Museum right there, right next to the hotel. So that's another
Okay.
thing that you can take advantage of, do the sightseeing on Sunday, so you
Yeah.
don't have to go back, like hurry back home to rest.
That's right. Yeah, it's a long weekend, right? It's a
Yes,
long
sir.
weekend. So you could even, Monday, you could come back Monday and enjoy Sunday, enjoy the area. That's great, man. Man, I'm getting more pumped up about the event, and more pumped up. And that's it. It's pretty much a month away, right? A little
Yes,
bit over a month away, pretty
yes.
much. Yeah, that's
Seminar
it.
January 16th, competition January 17th with the banquet and the finals. And of course, the banquet is right there. So if you come to the banquet, you get a front row seat to the finals.
Oh wow, beautiful. Wow. So if you
Everything
go to
is
the
right
banquet,
there.
you're the front row seat right there. Yeah. Man, it's action packed. Action packed, but also I feel like it's with the old school, but it's gonna be like not that craziness either. So it's gonna be like awesome. It looks like a great event, and I'm looking
It'll be a
forward
little bit
to it.
crazy. Just think of
Yeah.
it like a family holiday dinner.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, a feel good event.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
real good feel good
Absolutely.
event for sure. It's gonna be an amazing event, and you guys don't want to miss it. Like you said, over 100, over 250 divisions, and it's gonna be an amazing event. I'm looking forward to it. Anything else that we didn't talk about that you want to mention?
No, I mean, we have all the divisions as well as we have point sparring. We also
Yes.
continue sparring. And
Yeah.
so, a lot of people ask about that. So yes, we have a point sparring
Continuous.
division as well as
Yeah.
continuous sparring division, and so just be aware of that. Those fighters, they love to come just to continue sparring, and then we have all the so-called the creative division, traditional division, extreme divisions, you name it, it's all there. Musical divisions as well, and it's going to be
Something for
fun as
everybody.
always. It's one of the things that I enjoy.
Yeah, something for everybody. You guys don't want to miss it. It's a great event. Make plans now. It's open to everybody. So there's divisions for everybody. Whether you're a great champion, a veteran, or you haven't competed in a while, you're active. You've never competed in a tournament. There's something for everybody here. You don't want to miss this one. It's gonna be awesome. Thanks for joining me today. Go ahead.
It is a beginning of America's 250-year birthday. It's called
Ooh,
bicentennial year.
wow!
250 years.
I didn't know that.
Bicentennial year. We're celebrating that. We're kicking it off at the World Cup Open Martial Arts Championship, January 16th and 17th, guys.
Yes, I can't wait. This is gonna be my first tournament of the year, so make it yours. Don't miss it. Go ahead and go to johnchung.com right now and make plans. All right, thanks for joining me today, sir. All
Thanks,
right.
Alex. Have a
Yes,
wonderful
sir.
holiday, and I look forward to
Yes.
seeing you.